The most important factor when building a business, you need people. And those individuals need to come to the BOMs twice a week because that's how you develop them. So the minute you get that in understanding, the minute you get that as a clear indication of knowing that that is going to build your business, then you have to obsess about it. Now, there's a couple ways that you can look at it. You can obsess about it, you can commit to it, or you can be interested in it. But I will tell you, increasing associate count by far needs to be your number one obsession, because that in and of itself will create an army that's fully developed. And that's where people will start to feel financial freedom. So let me go over a couple of ways that you can increase associate count, the ones that I feel are the most important, but I encourage you to go read in detail all the different ways to increase associate count, but I just want you to obsess about it. So the number one thing we would do is we would track. There's always a way to track, but the first thing you have to understand is I have to recruit. Once I have recruits, I then am going to meet with them one-on-one. We're going to create a list of friends and family. And if I have to go out there and bring the meeting to the people with a sole objective of bringing them back to the meeting, then that's what I'm going to do. But you want to make sure that enough people within their warm market attend the meeting. Why? Because you want the family and friends to know more about what they're going to be doing. You want them to check us out. I welcome anybody to come check us out because there's so much magic that happens at the BOM. The minute that friends and family step foot in that environment, they know there's something good going on here. So make a list of all your associates. Every single one of your associates you want to call. Hey, X, Y, and Z, I'm so excited for you to come out to this meeting. We're going to be training on this topic. It's so exciting to be training on this topic. You're going to get so much value out of it. Please make sure you bring your notebook. Oh, and by the way, are you bringing any guests to come check out what you do? So I would make a list of every single associate, and I would call them every Tuesday and every Saturday to make sure they attend the BOM. But I'd also add in there, do they have any guests coming? Now, when they do end up showing up, just keep in mind, you want to make sure that you have perfect attendance. So we always keep track for twice a week who does attend. And every person that does attend, that's the number one person we call for the next meeting. And then the second group that we call are the new recruits that came on that week. So what you're doing is continuously building a spreadsheet of attendance and calling them religiously, every single BOM, to make sure they attend. Now, the other element of it is captains. Now, captain system is going to be your secret element, because captain system, which I really encourage you guys to be obsessed about as well, allows you to increase your guest count. When you increase your guest count, they end up being coded associates. A coded associates increases your associate count. Now, when they're there at the meeting, you got to make it memorable. This is why the elements of a BOM, the magic of a BOM, is something that you should study, because you want people, when they do attend, to get value, whether it be from an emotional connection of hearing somebody win, whether they win themselves, whether they get recognized for getting their first check, recognized for getting licensed, attending the training, walking out of there saying, I want to come back for more. So it's your job while they're there to create that energy and excitement for them to come back even more.
The first one is constant personal communication. When you're a brand new agent, there's nothing like receiving a phone call from your upline that says, hey, I'm looking forward for you to attend our next training on Tuesday or Saturday. You can send a personal card. You can send a text, a daily text, maybe a motivational message. Maybe also write a card to the person you're working with, or write them. I remember when I was coming up in the business, our CEO wrote books. He wrote on the cover of the book and gave it to me. There was constant ways of him getting me to the office, motivating me, inspiring me, and showing up. The importance of this business is showing up to the meetings regularly and being connected with the person you're working with on a regular basis. So if you're building a team, find ways to constantly personally communicate with your agents, whether it's a phone call, a text, a letter you're writing, an email. Make sure you're communicating with your team regularly. The second point is results equals retention. There's nothing like getting started in a business and someone helping you build a team. You start having more associates coming to meetings, you're seeing results, you're completing your trainings, you're getting exposure, you're getting experience. When you're brand new, you see results coming to the office, you're gonna want more of that. It's just a natural high of you getting recognized and driving your agents. So make sure you're communicating with your guys, you're getting them results. Results equals retention. Over and over and over again, whether it's associate count, whether it's guest count, whether it's how many field trainings they can see on a weekly basis, every time your agent is at the office or you keeping them busy. We start agents on a part-time basis, but if you can get them busy on a regular basis, they have a reason to come back to the office, you're getting them exposure and experience, the agent is gonna want more of that. Okay, next point is always share good news with your newest agent. Just know when people get started, they come from an employee mindset. They're thinking about quitting this business every single day. They're going to face adversity, negativity, friends and family, people that don't believe in them. And there's nothing like a phone call that says, hey, I believe in you, Jose. I was thinking about you the other day, about your goals and your dreams. We went over your business plan. I believe in you. I believe in who you can become. You cannot imagine who's going to be a guest speaker at the office next week. You got to come down to the office. This person reminds me of you. Or a good news could be, hey, listen, one of your agents you brought on board just had a result in the field. I helped you bring on board a new business partner. Or I called somebody in your top 25 list, and now you're going to have some guests here at the office. Share good news with your agents on a regular basis, because if it wasn't for my upline, PBD, sharing good news with me on a regular basis, I would have quit this business. But there was always somebody in my ear reminding me of who I could become. So on that point, share good news with your newest agents. And the last one is drive your guys to every single event, whether it's a Fast Start School, whether it's the next President's Club meeting, whether it's trainers, whether it's the next big event, company convention, whether it's a couples event, you name it. Drive every associate to every meeting possible. The biggest associate count always wins. I remember my brother-in-law Hector, when I was here, and when he heard Patrick say, he says, it's not about you attending the next meeting. It's not about you attending the next trip. He says, how many people are going with me? The biggest associate count always wins at every meeting. You become the biggest driver of local events, national events, you're going to become the biggest builder in PHP. Those are some points on how to increase your associate count.
I'll tell you 3 out of the 21 that really were big for us. One was have a roster. And you've probably heard that again, but you don't need to hear it one time. How many times do you need to hear a song before you remember the words? Have a roster. I wouldn't be in this business if Pat didn't have a roster, and he knew that I was missing a meeting. And personality-driven leaders think that, or talent-driven leaders, or ego-driven leaders think that they can wing it and win, and you can't, by the way, because you're going to forget somebody. And your expectation that they're there starts before their expectation that they need to be there. Number 2, have a why list. Every meeting that I have attended with Pat, during the BOM, there was a reminder of why we were showing up. Man, let me tell you about what Leo wants to do in Guatemala and da-da-da-da-da. Let me tell you what Pelayo wants to do in terms of retiring his mom. Let me tell you what Gaitan wants to do, raised by a single mom. And every why, constantly reminding the agent of their why was massive. And the third point, very simple, but most don't do it because it's difficult. It's very easy to be logical. It's difficult to be emotional. It's very easy to be technical. It's very difficult sometimes to use your imagination. And so constantly imagine having a big team. I remember as we were building in the beginning, it was, what if we get to 10 people? Man, if we get to 10 people and everybody helps 10 families a month, we can help 100 people. Man, what if we get to 100 people and everybody helps 10 people? And then how do we get to 100 people? What if we have 20 people and each person has 5? Man, what if I have, 10 people and each person has 10? And I would just imagine, like, what would the numbers, and what if they did 3,000 points and all of a sudden we're doing 100,000 points and your spread as a broker is 20% and you're making $20,000. Man, that's $250,000. I can make $250,000. That's what I make. I make $25,000 a year. I can make $25,000 a month. And you start going through that. And what's that going to look like? And what's going to be our team name? And man, what's going to be our chant? And what's it going to be like our team shirts when we go to a big event? And how awesome is that going to be? And man, we're going to do backpacks. And you start using your imagination of what your company is going to look like, what your culture is going to look like. And that doesn't happen if people aren't at the BOM. So if you want more people that are thinking with a big vision, because the BOM is the dream-making machine, and it starts waking them up, and they start dreaming again, and all of a sudden, your meeting after the meeting is, dude, what'd you get? Man, I'm fired up. What she said, what they said. Man, it made so much sense. I finally get it now, all because they came to that meeting, because you made that meeting a dream machine.
And not only go wide fast. Go get personal recruits fast. Number 3, go deep. Help your team to get personal recruits. Somebody said, a recruit is not a recruit until they have a recruit. Somebody will come to the office because their team is coming. Number 4, provide value in your meetings after the meeting. Always provide value. Always bring notes. Always bring books that you're reading, notes that you have taken, meetings that you have attended. Always bring value. News. Go read the news and bring something. Hey, today I'm going to be reading about what's going on right now in the market with annuities. Today, look at this. This is how many death benefit was paid right now in the market. Bring value into your meeting after the meetings. Number 5, create an elite team. Hey, today, guys, whoever brought 5 people today into the meeting, we're going to have a meeting after the meeting. We're going to go have dinner tonight. So you create another meeting. Oh my gosh, really? So I'm part of that meeting? Yes, because you brought the most people. Creating elite teams, elite groups. It's very important because a player wants to be part of those elite groups. Number 6, start on time, finish on time. Remember, there are people that hire babysitters. Okay? Start on time, finish on time. Okay? Number 7, build a team for them. Similar to going deep. When you're building a team for them, they will come. Hey, you know what? You have 20 people over here. You better show up. Okay? No, work in the right market. Johnny and Mary. Please send that, please. Johnny and Mary, they've been married for 20 years. Congratulations for being here. You know what? You recognize the right market, but you want to have people in the right market. Couples with kids, having jobs. You want to work in the right market. Number 11, personally call each new associate and sell them on the next BOM. You have no idea what we're going to be having in the next BOM. Oh my gosh, you have no idea what we're going to be trying the next meeting. You cannot miss it. And they're hearing from you, not your assistant, from you, the marketing director, from you, your upline. They're calling from. Don't wait for your assistant. Just call them. They want to hear your voice. Be absolutely obsessed with pushing your team to the big events. Guys, obsessed. The key word over here is obsessed. Your business grow from big event to big event. There is going to be a time where your team is going to get bored to listen to you. So you need to bring other people. By the way, they might not relate 100% to you, but they might relate to somebody else. So one of my favorite things to do is to bring speakers to the office. They come, they get to hear all the stories. Number 16, earn the right to speak and train at the BOM nights. The people that train in our office are the top performers, period. That's the way you do it. Earn the right, fight for it. Not just because I've been here for a long time. No, earn the right to speak. Number 17, use the matchup system properly to catch up to your competition. Guys, you have no idea how important it is to use the matchup system. Hey, Johnny, can you help me to do this appointment? Because I believe that you're going to relate with this person more and da. And you have everybody busy. Every night, everybody's busy in your office because you're using the matchup properly. Number 18, be in the trenches with your team. Your team wants to see you. Your team wants to see you in FaceTime. Your team wants to see you with them. Your team wants to see you taking notes. Don't be the person just sit down in the back. Oh my gosh, I'm a big shot over here. I'm just sit down in the back. No, be the person, guys. If I'm in a meeting over there taking notes, participating with them, be in the trenches with your people. Number 19, go out and make big money. There is nothing sells the most when you tell somebody, hey, let me tell you, I keep coming to the office, I keep bringing people, and last month I got paid $23,000. You know, last month I got paid $52,000. You know, you have no idea what happened to my family. Number 20, be the leader others want to follow. You need to think like this. You know what? Everybody's watching me. I'm a leader. I want to show on time. I want to be ready. I want to be prepared. I don't want to be the person that comes late. No, you're a leader. Okay? And number 21, keep a tracking sheet of weekly BOMs, associate, and guest count. The company became so big because everybody became obsessed of associate count and tracking it and how many guests. And every week improving. You know what? Oh my gosh, last week I got 12. No, this week we're going for 15. Do you know this week we're going for 25? We're going for the record. We're going to have 40. And all of a sudden we got 100. And it started growing. So the only thing that grows is the things that you track. So with that being said, 21 ways to increase your associate count. Go and use it and go increase your associate count. Go and become the office, the team, the base shop with the most people coming to meetings.